Hey guys, hi, this is James. Welcome to my video. This is my part 6 of my video series Minimalistic Understanding, and the subtopic is geometrical fields. We human beings are interacting all the times, and our eye in perception. What I want to explain here is, and I think a lot of people are not aware of it, or did not or do not really think into it deep, is that there are actually two different, that's what I've observed, there are actually two different geometrical fields a human being is interacting with in a 3D geometrical field. So there are two different three-dimensional experience in three-dimensional geometrical fields we are interacting with, which is very interesting because some people, or I would say in the beginning of the history, there was only one three-dimensional experience. But now it seems like that in the last 30 years, 40 years, the 3D dimensional interacting is shifting to the other side. And I will explain you both sides. But this is, as I said, my own theory, my own concept and my design, which I explain here. And this is only my observation. So there are two different types of three-dimensional experiencing. A human being himself is a three-dimensional form. That's obvious. And so, as I said, there are two different kinds of three-dimensional experiments. The one is your body. Three-dimensional, and the other side is your eye. (3D). So these are for me the two things. No, these are the two geometrical fields, the two different 3D geometrical fields human beings are interacting with. By your body 3D, I mean by that your whole body is interacting with in the three-dimensional environment. By that I mean hiking in the mountains, playing tennis, playing soccer, playing football, playing basketball, swimming. So these are things what I mean, that your body is complete involved in the three-dimensional interacting environment. Hiking, when you go hike, or you climbing on a mountain. So these are really active body activities in a three-dimensional environment. That's what I meant by your body 3D, your geometrical field. Now, the reason why I said that this was in the beginning and it's shifting, what I observed is that the whole developing, the whole shifting goes into this way. By your eye 3D interaction, I mean by anything that has a screen, right? Your television, your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, all right, your computer, your Xbox, your PlayStation. So that's, and as I said, these are my theories, my content, my concept, my design, and my presentation, and I'll try to explain it why I do these things. So there are two different 3D geometrical fields human beings are acting with, right? Let me make it mark it that there's a really two, which is when your whole body is involved. Your whole body is involved in a 3D environment outside. You go hiking, you're playing tennis, swimming, soccer, basketball, football, climbing. So your whole physical body is involved into it and interacting in the reality in the three-dimensional environment. Now, what happens in the last 40 years is that what happens now is your 3D experience is happening in your eye, in your brain, inwardly. And it not all your body parts, which is active in this side, is not interacting. What really happens on this side with your eye 3D environment is that all the activities happening in your eye and in your brain that gives you this 3D experience, but inwardly in your eye, in your brain, not outwardly where your whole body is interacting with hiking, tennis, swimming, soccer, basketball, football, climbing, and so on. So what's happening is now that your eye, it's like they focusing only the three-dimensional experience in your eye and in your brain, which you see wherever your eye is looking at the screen, on any screen, on your television, on your smartphone, on your tablet, on your laptop, on your computer, on your Xbox, on your PlayStation. And what you're looking at there actually is not a 3D. What you're looking at that when you look at screens is it is a two-dimensional experience. The reason why I say two-dimensional experience is because you're looking at the flat screen. But what gives you the illusion, the perception of a 3D environment is what is happening in the screen. You see in the screen people walking up and down, left or right, or you see in the screen three-dimensional objects. So that gives that 3D experience, but that experience happens in your eye and your brain. Your whole physical body is not involved. On this side, your whole body is involved, is in the outer environment involved, in the reality, which is hiking, tennis, swimming, soccer, basketball. You change your clothes, you wear nice boots, you have a tennis bat, or you have your swim things on, or you have, when you play football, you have your shoulder blade. You go outside and play in the 3D reality environment, right? So your whole body is involved. In here is only your eye involved. And it's only the eye and the screen. And these two creates the 3D in your brain, in your eye, which is any screen, a smartphone, a television, a laptop, a tablet, a computer, an Xbox, or PlayStation. All that happening in the screen, that in the screen is the completion, is the completion of a 3D experience. But you're looking at actually at a 2D screen, at a two-dimensional screen which looks like this. And the 3D experience is what's happening in the screen, the depth. Because if you look on your back, on your monitor, or in your screen, or in a PlayStation, or your laptop, there's nothing behind it. So everything is in the screen. That gives the depth, the deepness, this virtual three-dimensional experience which has nothing at all to do with the original. So what I think is, what happens is the geometrical fields of three-dimensional experience and interacting with swept over your eye and your brain only. So here you need all your body parts, hiking obviously, tennis, swimming, soccer, basketball, football, climbing. It needs all your body involvement. And here, which is on the screen, the television, the smartphone, the laptop, the tablet, computer, Xbox, PlayStation, here are only two organs actually active, your eye and your brain. All the other parts are reduced. And that's quite an interesting shifting what I've observed. So as I said, these are my own theories, my own concepts, my own design, which I'm trying to explain here. That what happens is that there are two different three-dimensional geometrical fields human beings are interacting with. One is the whole, where your whole body is involved, all your body parts in the 3D reality environment. And I would say in the last 40 years, everything goes only to two parts, which is your eye and your brain. And you're looking at a two-dimensional screen, and what's happening in the screen, that creates the three-dimensional experience, which is the smartphone, the television, the tablet, the laptop, a computer, Xbox, or PlayStation. So what is interesting to know is what is happening to the rest of our body because the obvious thing is that we are the tendency or the market is focusing on this. So the question is, what happens to the rest of your physiology body if only your eye and your brain is needed to have a 3D experience? So I hope you understood that, because I think it's very, very important to talk about that stuff too, right? So that's what I call minimalistic understanding. Thank you for watching. This is James Paul Jakubczyk, June 25th, and see you next time.